Just see. I'll just start with the introduction. So hi there everyone, my name is DemisRed, and tonight I'm going to present you Nomad Battlegrounds Civil League Finals loser bracket. It's a match between GergisKan+Lotario and Chirris+Mibel. This one's going to be best of 7 on Nomad, obviously, and they've chosen to go with the civs Malians in Spanish against Mongols and Malians. Oh well, so that is something. Especially the Spanish choice is really interesting to me. And let us just start everything by just first introducing all the players and their positions. So first of all, there is Chris here in green. He has a Spanish, and he has positioned himself in a center left position of this map. And his partner, the Sky Dragon, as he calls himself, but that is just Mibel. He is here, also center to the left, kind of more in the south, in comparison to Chris, of course, and he is the Mayans. Alright, a bit more of confusion there. That's just normal. Alright, a lot of chat taking place, but there's just a delay there. That was just a chat between those guys when they were pausing the game. And now everything's just taking place all of a sudden. Okay, so this is it. And on the right hand side, we have GergisKan, top right of the map with the Mongols. And finally, his partner Lotario. He is in the south, center south of the map. Interesting choice. Just directly mentioning that the distance between the two mates, GergisKan and Lotario, is quite significant, while Mibel and Chris are just really close by there, on the left hand side of the map. By the way, the brackets, you can just find out about them by typing in !brackets with an S in the end. There you have perfect access to the current brackets of the Silver League. Alright then, so there's that. I just need to turn on some lightning here because it's quite dark. It's 2 AM in the morning here over in Germany. This is why I gotta get used to the setup here, but now we're good here. Alright, so let's talk about the positions. Just starting here with Sky Dragon while we're seeing him here. His position is kinda fine. Could be better, of course, but I guess he knows about his food income there on the left hand side. Yes, he does. Alright, so that is okay. I like the fact that he is really close to his gold there. Also has an okay type of woodline. At the same time, couple of deer there, bit of forage bushes, and on the left hand side he has boars. The distance is quite far though. He might gonna use a sheep there or a villager, depends on how you want to do it. And also there is a lot of deer next to the boars. So all in all, I like this position by itself, but considering the fact that Lotario is not far away, this is going to be a tough one, as Lotario is about to find out about the position of Sky Dragon, or at least about the positions of his resources. There's another gold as well. Speaking of other resources for Sky Dragon, there is stone quite far away, but not too far away. He could go for that one if he wanted to. And other than that, that is it for now. So I wouldn't say that this is the best position, but he can definitely work with this one. If he does correctly, it's okay. But walling is going to be a tough one. He needs to make sure that this right hand side is kind of blocked. The front should also be blocked if he wants to play it safe. Otherwise he will be forced to play it more aggressively there. No problems, Paracelsus, there we go. Sorry about that one, no problem, you're welcome. Alright, and his teammate, Chris here, more in the north, in comparison to Sky Dragon's position there. He also doesn't have the very best position, I'd say so. Same with Sky Dragon, they have hills. Yeah, this is it. So hills, in my opinion, not the best type of geographic aspect here to involve into your base, but he chose it. I also don't like the position of the TC in comparison to the way this forest is being shaped. I would have put it a bit closer there, but that's just not only taste, but also talking about efficiency. Just one tile to the right here, to the south, would have been better, in my opinion. Here's some stone close by. And other than that, though, not even too much of food. So I don't think that this is the best thing here. Also, forage bushes. He just takes that one because he has to. On a map where you have water, normally bushes are not to be considered. But also, this is Nomad, so everything is of importance, of course. What's the rating of these players on Woobly, roughly? Yeah, that's a good one. To be honest, I've just started casting this one. I mean, I've just known about this very match here a couple of minutes ago. So you need to look that one up on woobly.com. Just type in those names. But roughly speaking, they should be around 1800s. Maybe less, maybe more. Somewhere there. So not 2K players, but somewhere around 1800, I would guess. Alright. So, the opponents here, just looking at everything here really closely. GergisKan, who we saw last time when we did this casting with Willis, he has the knowledge to do tower rushes really well. That he goes really aggressively if he wants to, and that is one way to keep track of his movements there. To be pretty honest, that is also one of his most favorized strategies that he goes for so far, what we've seen from him so far at least. And yeah, his position of the TC is okay. He has gold close by. This hill, he does well by putting his barracks on it, making sure that he has all the control over there and not allowing the enemy to go there. I would have also put those stables up here, but you know, we'll see about it, how this one will turn out to be. It is quite important to note that he is far away from all the others, at least from his teammate, and this could be an advantage or disadvantage. He goes for scouts though, so let's see about what's gonna happen very soon. It is also worthy to note that both GergisKan and Lotario are not the most water efficient players. They mostly go for land type of play, what we've seen so far at least. So let us keep also track on those water movements by both of them. And his teammate here with an absolutely good position in my opinion. He has shorefish, really efficient food income there. This wood is fine, gold also there. It's fine. The problem is though that he is really close to his enemy and he is kinda isolated by his teammate over there. So Skydragon needs to could at least go for Lotario and pressure him, while GergisKan would be forced to come by, and that would be a long way to go for, so we'll see about that. Chirris 0 gold. Yeah, I've mentioned that it's really not the best position here, and it is true. While his teammate has gold, of course, but there's nothing, right? Really nothing, no perspective whatsoever. Literally, also looking at the resources just on the minimap, I was going to say it was quite obvious to see over here, yellow to blue. There are a lot of yellow points here on the minimap, which means gold en masse is here. Just so much gold, but only for GergisKan it seems. And if you make sure that all of this area is his by applying a lot of pressure, Chris will have a tough time to profit from the situation. I mean, he will have huge troubles. That is for sure, at least. We gotta see. I mean, by this observation, Chris is forced to go for heavy fuel action there, especially with skirms, scouts, whatever he can do. Spearmen, of course, as well. He needs to make sure that he gains control over this part here. Does he even know is the question. I guess that he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. He hasn't spotted one single gold there. He doesn't know anything about it. That is really not good for him. He needs to make really good moves here in Field Age, otherwise he will suffer a lot. Because once there's Castle Age, which is the case for Lotario, Chris will have troubles catching up there. So this is the situation at the moment. We see a little bit of scout dancing here. Chris does well by involving more spearmen, which will force GergisKan to go away. At the same time, GergisKan with a solid economy here, I would say so. Quite some farms, he could add some more if he has ambitions to go to the next stage. At the same time, he also puts down a market. Interesting choice. Let us see why he does that. On Nomad we see a lot of slinging taking place, but I would not argue that GergisKan is up for that kind of strat there, as he is outside with a lot of scouts. What is disappointing at the moment is though that he does not inflict too much damage, as Chris was able to deal with the situation. He has walled himself up, at least in a way that GergisKan will not be able to enter from this side. But if he finds out about that side, Chris needs to make sure that these spearmen do a lot of work there. Will be quite of trouble here because there are a lot of scouts now. So that's a bad thing. At the same time, Chris does really good by now entering GergisKan's base. Good quick walling here. The right hand side of the wood line is safe for now, unless those scouts move over to this area. But now GergisKan's army is there, will be able to push off the scout rush. So both scout rushes neutralized each other at the moment. No villagers being harmed. We see not many fights taking place anyway. We got a KD from Lotario and Skydragon. Both killed one villager maybe, or just a scout. Stuff like that can happen, but that is not really significant. Lotario going for War Galley now that he's reached a castle age, which is a strong sign that he wants to take over the water. Speaking of water, fishing ship wise, GergisKan, as expected, little presence on water. He is not known to do stuff like that. In the last game that we've seen by him, in Nomad Battlegrounds, he had melee, and he maybe overdid it there even on water. It seemed that all the games that he played, he didn't go on water too much, and he went to 0 fish very fast. And then this last game he overdid it. Maybe he just wants to make sure that he won't do such a mistake again and just leave the water be. Not fully, of course. He has 3 fishing ships there, but it is not comparable to an eco like the one of Skydragon, who has 8 fishing ships. So we can hear it. Some attempts to enter the space is there by Lotario. Lotario applying pressure. He does well in my opinion, as he does not want to allow Skydragon to apply pressure on him, as he would be without any good help there. But now at the same time, Chris does well by stopping to go for GergisKan's base, and instead he goes for Lotario's base and actually doing some decent damage here. I cannot believe it, but this is actually taking place. I'm just going to fast forward a tiny bit to see if we're behind in performance, but no. And now we can see it. 3 villagers in total will die to this, maybe not. No, okay. Chris not greedy enough, which is a positive or a negative thing, depends on how you want to see it, but he didn't manage to get more villagers there. Unfortunate for him, but wisely chosen by him to retreat now, as he would have lost a fair amount of scouts there. Just losing one there is okay. At the same time, the water fight is also taking place. We see Lotario with the ambitions to take over the water with his fire ship so far. For information, no game sound. No game sound. Oh, that is... Oh my god. Interesting, interesting. Oh. Yeah, that happens if I start the stream that spontaneously. Thanks for that one. Now it should be fine though. Alright. I mean, you just heard this one. It should be right. Thanks for the info, Grandmaster. But I think my voice covered that one well. I'm pretty sure of it. But thanks anyway. Yeah, the thing was just, I was streaming on my own stream, then I spontaneously found out that there was this great fight, this great matchup taking place between those 2 teams, and then I had to change from my casual setup to my rather professional setup. Game sound is back, good stuff, Grandmaster, thanks for the info once again. Alright, so now some raiding taking place by GergisKan. This one seems to be more effective, we can see it. Oh my, it pays off to get the +2 attack here for the scouts, as they're able to get a lot of villagers there. Skydragon suffering a lot there, losing a fair amount of villagers. We see his KD, he's far behind now. Chris is there to save the day, but now it's too late. So GergisKan is long gone there. At the same time, interesting stuff taking place here. Lotario not being the most effective there. He applied some pressure, but actually GergisKan was the guy who finished him off there for a second. And that is it for the moment. All of the others are now fully clicked up. GergisKan will be the last one reaching Castle Age. And now the question is, what are the options? So I've mentioned it in the beginning, we have Chris with... Oh my god, I just need to see about this one. Oh my god, this Mangonel, rip this Mangonel, this was wasted. GergisKan actually too effective, more than he should be. But he does well by going for a lot of scouts there. Kinda impressed for sure. Just thinking about the situation real quick. Chris with the Spanish, of course it's a really good idea to go for conks then, in a case like that, where you have opponents such as the Malians and the Mongols. It would make a lot of sense there, unless the enemy goes for some mass Mangodai. This won't happen though, not very soon, so he will be able to deal with knights very efficiently. Once he has 4 or 5, some even just need 3 kongs, but 4 or 5 kongs are enough to kite well little armies of knights. Now we see it, Chris is actually using all of his scouts to create more drama here in the base of Lotario, and he at least forces a tiny bit of idle time for some TCs. While GergisKan hasn't finished his idea of committing into this light cavalry attack, he has gone for light cavalry instead of scouts. Good stuff. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times also in other kind of matches. Once you have this one unit from Feudal Age still alive, I'm specifically thinking about Hun's Wars, where you have a lot of archers depending on your game style. Why not going for crossbows and doing a lot of damage when you have the army, right? Instead of wasting it somehow. And the same goes with the idea of having scouts here. Yes. Why not using all of those scouts by... Oh my, this fight. By also going for light cavs then. It could pay off, but this time, now they're just wasted here. The kongs just ate them up real easy. And with 4 of those kongs, if they hit all at the same time, he could have sniped, but still with those inaccuracies it's kind of difficult. He needs to make sure to snipe those spearmen. Spearmen for now are a good choice, but what about the fact that there could be more conquistador? What to do then? Well, monks could certainly help. When done well, when managed well, when microed well, especially with the monks, you could get a lot of kongs converted there, and then it would be a huge impact on Chris himself if GergisKan goes for that kind of approach. But instead we can see that he still has his archer rangers up there, going for calf archers, really mobile there and also good, especially the ones of the Mongols, not to underestimate, and also going for monks. So this is a mixture with distance attack and also mobile attack, and also conversions. I'm just wondering here, Chris made well by going here and take over this gold there. He didn't go forward. Does he even know what's behind those palisades? Well, he knows that the base of GergisKan is good. But if he would know about this one, what does GergisKan know actually about this place in the north? A tiny bit? A tiny bit for sure. Alright. So this is it, the kongs are doing their work. Also with enough text there to be tanky enough to deal with calf archers with botkin arrow for now, especially on hills, it's fine. You can allow that one to happen. Those kongs will not die. Not yet. And if he does well, he will be able to snipe off some villagers there for sure, which will make GergisKan's boom a bit more worse than he wants it to be. We see it here, this is a decent boom. On a real small place we see all 3 TCs with just one monitor here with one display. And let us see about this little fight taking place. Good stuff for Chris indeed. He does the damage on GergisKan. GergisKan at the same time a bit disappointing that he actually engaged into that fight without using the hill, without being able to pull those kongs close to the hill, without utilizing his monks there. But he does well now by healing his calf archers now. That is always important to do in my opinion. I think it's kinda underrated how monks can also heal your army at home, especially talking about kongs and knights and arambai, but also calf archers, why not? So we didn't look at Lotario there for a long time, and he is up there with a fair amount of mangonels, at the same time also having his castle. Not sure if he will ever go for some Gabitos, but it will help him to protect his base, for sure. at least until someone goes for Imperial Age. Question now is also between Mayans and Malians. What kind of options do you have? We see there's a huge amount of crossbows, but not tagged at all, so they are not that dangerous. I wonder why this is actually taking place like that. Why not even fletching? Well, he has the resources for that one. At the same time, though, his enemy, Lotario, he is going for the next age. Skydragon needs to find a solution to solve this one pretty soon. I like this one here, 1-1. No, it's 1-0. He was actually able to get this Mangonel there, quite important. At the same time, we see some monks. I wonder why. I mean, it makes sense if we keep in mind, of course, that Lotario went for knights there for a second, and Malian knights, they are infamous to be quite useful there with their power spike, especially getting those castle attacks, I mean. And now we see it barracks incoming. Will we see some long swordsmen or some two-handed swordsmen or even some champions? Well, in Nomad Battlegrounds Gold bracket finals, we saw Viper going heavy on champions with Malians, and that one paid off in the end, even though it was a struggle till the very end against the Max. He managed to win that one, not only with his champs, of course, but it was nice to see parking the champs into his rams and then just driving the car to the enemies, to the Max's castles there. Speaking of castles, Chris actually dropped the castle in front of GergisKan's base, which will enhance his push there significantly. He's going for Imp as well. Lotario already an Imp, going for 200 swordsman plate mail armor, so we will see some champions very soon. Question, will this be effective? Yes, it will be, in my opinion. Mayans, who could have gone for Eagles, are now unable to do so unless they're massing up their elite eagle warriors in such a way that those champions or 200 swordsmen now will not be able to catch up. But I don't think that this economy will allow this one to happen. Skydragon only with 71 villagers there. At the same time, Lotario with 89. Not that much of a huge difference, but the important thing is that Skydragon still in Castle Age. Chris and Imp, Lotario, Imp, GergisKan Castle still. So Chris and Imp there, still having Conquistadors, going for cap rams and also light cavalry. That means that he wants to have some kind of meat shield when engaging in the fights between the Kongs and the Cav Archers. It would make sense to go forth with his scouts, light Cavs, and just drop him in front of the Cav Archers to keep him busy. Also, Rams, not bad choice there. Some kind of meat shield, just go in between those Kongs and the Cav Archers, and then finally get some snipes by the Kongs. This little hill is actually more useful than one could think. Chris shouldn't engage here for sure. Even though he does a lot of damage, he also suffers a lot. That little hill, it could pay off. He could have used it for himself, and then this army would have been completely wrecked. So they just need to be careful about this one. At the same time, we see it, Lotario already entering Skydragon space. So it is good on both sides. Question now, how will this one go? Lotario applies a lot of pressure. GergisKan, his teammate, is being pressured. Chris is applying the pressure, and his mate Skydragon is being pressured. How will this one turn out? GergisKan still going for heavy Cav Archers. Questions, is that the best choice? Questions over questions. There we go. The Hussars are there. They're not meant to be used like that, in my opinion. Just to go into this group of Cav Archers, but at the same time, meat shield plus raiding units. Just going somewhere where no counter-military unit is, and just killing off those villagers will be of use. GergisKan kinda losing his base here. Really significantly, he's forced to move away, going for some stone. This indicates that he needs a castle ASAP. Lotario now also going for skateboarding armor and bloodlines. Question is, why does it do so? Interesting stuff there, interesting stuff indeed. So I've just seen, I do not know, we got 108 viewers there, so just for all of you who just tuned in. Maybe we got a host. I didn't see this one as I am not using, you know, you get what I mean. I am streaming for Wooly Official, obviously, but I do not have the access. So if we got hosted, thanks. And hi to everyone. This is Red, and I am casting Nomad Battlegrounds Silver League Losers Bracket Final between Chirris+Mibel and GergisKan+Lotario. Hi everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is the first match. This is best of 7, and we can see some stuff taking place still at this very moment. We see the Kongs doing excellent work there, in my opinion. Sniping off a lot of champions there as well. But at the same time, the champion army is there. We have to keep in mind they're extremely tanky. 1+7 pierce armor, which means that they can just walk away fine here, even though they're being fired at by this castle. Speaking of all the stuff that is taking place, this was GergisKan's base there, but he is being pushed away even more. He's spreading out to the sides now. It doesn't look too much of a nice thing by GergisKan. I feel that he's losing a lot here. Military-wise, he still has 20 units now. At the same time, his opponent who's pressuring him, Chris, has 22-24 military. Question now is it such a great thing for GergisKan at the moment? Is he being pushed away now? I mean, he is being pushed away, but is he fully retreating and will he lose? Or is he actually able to strike back here? It doesn't seem too good for him though. Question now is, what could he do? Well, when asking this question and facing the fact that there are a lot of Kongs, you should never allow the enemy to get that many Kongs. But if it happens, like I've said it, attack from distance plus monks. Well, micro monks are helpful. But in this case, also camels would be the perfect answer. And the camels are there. In my opinion, they're way too late. But any upcoming conk action will be countered quite well by the heavy camels, unless this army of conks is way too huge. We'll see about it. Certainly a lot of stuff happening here. It's always hard to keep track, especially in Nomad. But so far we can see that the idea of camels pays off quite well. Lotario getting the lead here. And just looking at the villager counts, he has 101 villagers. His teammate GergisKan still 81, which is quite impressive. And at the same time, Skydragon only with 24. It seems that Skydragon will not be of use at the moment for this 2v2. And if this continues, Chris will be by himself. Question then is, will he be able to get out of the situation? Well, if he has a huge army of Kongs, he could be, but less likely to happen as he only has 13 to 14 military count now. Yeah, it's kinda over here. Apollo calling it GG here. Yeah, by the looks of it, at least Skydragon is out of the game, that is for sure. He cannot be of any significance at the moment. He is there with his little base over there, but yeah, I feel that Lotario did really well by attacking him first and also pressuring really hard there. Chris by himself now. He could deal with GergisKan quite well there, even though the army of GergisKan is growing now. Yeah, but he had his moments there. GergisKan now also going for Thumb Ring and Parthian tactics, boosting his heavy cartridges immensely there. And now the numbers are in favor for GergisKan, and the Kongs of Chris maybe not strong enough anymore. We're gonna see. At the same time, Lotario is also there now. Instead of focusing too much on Skydragon, he should definitely go for Chris now. If Chris attempts to defend himself with any more Kongs, the camels will be there to clean this mess up. Raiding is about to take place there. We see GergisKan now entering there with his army of fully upgraded heavy cavalry archers. And now it is just a matter of time until he is being pressured by two sides there. And then it's gonna be over for him as well. Skydragon's still not calling it, even though he has lost nearly every villager. The count's still 27 though, I didn't expect that one to happen. But the camels are there, and therefore it's gonna be super tough for him. Alright, there we can see it, GergisKan cleaning up the base of Chris there. Now, it's just, I mean, the team of Chris and Skydragon in total has only 85 villagers. while GergisKan himself has 87 and Lotario 107. We can see the difference here in economy significantly, and yeah, it's over. Just trying to catch up here.
Yes.
And there we got it. GG. 16x and 17x. Alright, there we go. Like I've said, this is the Nomad Battleground Silver League loser bracket final. And the winner will have the chance to fight against Bulletin and Vicious Marauder for the grand final. Alright, so there we have it. GergisKan+Lotario won the first match there. And let us just see how the next game is going to be like. I'll just quickly update the score here. So like I've said, GergisKan+Lotario, they've earned their first point in this best of 7. Good stuff. I like this first game. A lot of things happened. Nice matchup as well. I thought the Spanish are going to be really useful there, and they were useful, but it's difficult in a situation like that when your teammate will not be able to help you out anymore. Alright, so just making sure that the right people get the right amount of points here. Question mark? Yes sir, it's working. There we go. Alright, we're going back here for a second and waiting for the next game to start. Just for your information, now it's going to be mirror matched. So Lotario had the Malians and GergisKan the Mongols, so obviously they will now be able to choose either Spanish and Mayans, and the same goes for Chris and Dragon, who could choose between Malians and Mongols. So basically the same matchup again, just mirrored. Good stuff so far. Then we're gonna see what's gonna happen in the next matchup there. Like I've said, it's best of 7, therefore still a lot of games to play there. We've seen GergisKan and Lotario playing against Bulletin, Vicious Marauder, aka Dave. They've lost against them. But now, maybe if they would win this one, they would be able to have their revenge there in the grand finals. But we're gonna see about that one. First of all, this match needs to be played. Alright, let us see if we got some further information. The game is launched, then the 1 minute 30 spec delay will start, and then we're gonna see. So, yeah, Spanish and Mayans, so much potential. I was kind of disappointed that the Mayan was not able to get up his game and then pump out even plumed archers or, let's say, elite eagle warriors. Would have been great stuff. Also, next to the Kongs, the plumed archers would have been really useful there to snipe off any countering unit there. Speaking of a lot of Calmas that could be incoming, the Monks. I guess plumed archers would have done well, forcing the enemy to go for more siege, which then could be an advantage for the Kongs, kinda, unless there are a lot of rams. Many scenarios that would have been really in favor for Spanish and Mayans, but let's see, maybe this time we're gonna see something like that, exactly something like that. Let us see, people. Alright, so next game has started. Do you generally cast Age of Empires? Says Justin Duncan. Well, I do for sure. I am a 100% Age of Empires caster, and that is just my thing to do here. I mean, next to my studies and my part-time job, of course, but when casting, oh my god, look at this map. I'll just switch to this right scene and just look at this mini-map there. Wow. Oh my god. Alright, so just gonna make sure that we're doing everything correctly, and we are. And yeah, so I casted, of course, also on my private channel. I've been just doing that 1 hour ago, and if you're interested in hearing more by me, just stay with us here on Voobly, and you're gonna hear me a lot of times, or you can just scroll down here beneath the stream. You can see my private Twitch page and also follow me there if you'd like so, but if not, I can fully understand. But yeah, I'm a Voobly official caster here, and we are a group of streamers, and we are trying to do a lot of Voobly games here, of course. Alright, great to hear that, Justin. That is really great to hear. Alright, appreciate it. Cool stuff. So welcome everyone, my name is Red, and we are here to see Nomad Battlegrounds Silver League Loser Brackets Final, a match between GergisKan+Lotario and Chirris+Mibel, or Mibel. And starting with Lotario, just because we've seen him here, he has the Mayans this time, and he has positioned himself on this interesting map here, really interesting. First of all, I just gotta address the map here real quick before I do that one, because this is really special. It's basically two islands here. The one on the left significantly smaller and no one on it, and on the right hand side we got the main island, and there are all the other players as far as I can tell. Or am I wrong? Yes sir, it is how it is at the moment. And we got a really interesting situation here. I will address it in a second, but now just going back to what I've wanted to say in the beginning. So Lotario here with the Mayans, and his position, just ignoring what we see here. Just have a look at this one. Actually, this looks good. I mean, look at the wood here, look at those deer, also some stone, and also some gold. It looks so great, right? Maybe the silver is not a good thing, but then we just scroll down and we see this one, Chris. Oh my god, this situation is really dangerous. This is actually allowed. This is no TC war taking place, because the distance is still that much that both TCs are unable to attack each other. Still, this is super close. Oh my god. Iron Chef, what's up my man? You good? I'm fine man, I hope you as well. Thank you for tuning in. So, wow. Normally I would now go for Lotario's teammate, GergisKan, but now as we see Chris here, just referring to his position here, he has the Mongols, and yeah, his position not good to be honest in comparison to this one. Well, kinda the same, but the distance to the resources certainly different and worse than the one of Lotario here. Just thinking in a direct comparison here, because both are so close to each other that they need to make use of their resources and general position of the TCs so much, because this could be really decisive for the next 10 to 15 minutes and also resulting in loss or win of this match, of this very matchup here. So there we go, Chris here with the position that is rather awkward. Those woodlines can be used as a certain walling there. He could close everything off at the same time. Both are pressured to play aggressively in order to do something against the other one. Basically, I am surprised. This is really close. This is the closest I've seen so far, and that is still allowed. And at the same time though, I'm just thinking about Lotario's teammate, and he is on the south of Chris. So Chris is basically being sandwiched here for sure, while Lotario is way closer, way more dangerous. GergisKan has a safe distance here, and he could actually come from the south as well if Chris doesn't know about all of this. Let's just look here for a second. Well, he knows that Lotario needs to be super close. He knows about the house, he sees this dead deer here, so Lotario must do some economical actions here, obviously. At the same time, he doesn't know anything about GergisKan. Wow. So that is not good for Chris at all. So GergisKan in the south of this map on the right hand side with the Spanish. His position rather good, I would say. He has some wood. This wood is kind of awkward as it's on the hill. He could be pressured, actually. Technically he could be pressured by some towers or something like this. Intelligent tower placements would be really bad for him. Don't think that this is going to take place though. I guess the one who could tower him will be busy for a long time there. We'll see though, we'll see. So, so far that is the situation, and GergisKan has a lot of gold there. And other than that though, I see little stone indeed. I see no stone to be honest, so GergisKan interesting has no stone. As Spanish, maybe not the best thing. His scouts will be good, but then if you wanted to go to do some conk action, he will need to use the markets for that one really heavily. Mr. Dit saying he has some wood. Well, Pietro Bono, hi there, and also Mr. Dit, what's up, man? Okay, so that is that, and the last player here, Sky Dragon, in the north, up in the north of the island on the right hand side. We can see that he has chosen a nice position there. Really, it looks really. Look at this. It's just paradise, right? It's just having a vacation here. This is nice for a screenshot, just chilling out, you know. Look at this beautiful view here, with the stock here, with those birds over that one. Oh, just beautiful. But just being dead honest here, actually a good position indeed. If he had some shorefish, I don't even know, maybe we've missed this one because I took a long time introducing all the other players. If there was shorefish, this would have been an excellent choice here. No gold though, that is unfortunate. There is some gold, but this is quite far away. Yeah, and then wood there as well. Stone a lot, of course. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, Influenza, I know him. He loves having the TC at the shore because of the shorefish and giving your economy a huge boost there. Going for the deer and everything you find, sheep or whatnot. So far it seems that he only had the deer. Is good, is good. Could be better though, as there's no gold nearby. And it seems that Lotario will more likely be the one taking over the gold, as he's moving forward a bit more with his mill. And who knows, he will know about all of these resources very soon. If he does not, he does. He does. And what about Skydragon at the same time? Well, Skydragon knows nothing at all. He finds out about some stuff now. And is going for the gold himself. Yes. Well. Interesting stuff. And now let us see about this situation. We see one villager dead. Those things just happen. Especially if the TCs are that close to each other. Lotario has placed a nice wall here with his houses just to make sure that he is safe. But, you know, it didn't work out because Chris, who has the Mongols, said, you know what, I can click up quite early if I have access to boars and deer. And there we go. Tower rush is taking place. So far nothing too brutal. Lotario still hasn't lost it. But if he remains super passive, he might lose this one. I love what Chris does at the moment, which is placing down this palisade, and if he is fast enough, he will make sure that those villagers of Lotario are actually boxed in. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, Lotario, what will he do now? His only way to get out of the situation now is just deleting those houses and running past by the CC. Now, this is not possible. Unless Chris doesn't do anything, he messes it up a little bit. Iron Chef says, I don't see this being a very long game. Indeed, there's a lot of potential that this will be a bad situation for Lotario. It is a bad situation for Lotario at the moment. Look at what Chris himself does. And GergisKan at the same time also makes sure that he comes from the south. Well, we know from GergisKan that he is a good tower rusher there. He has a lot of knowledge there in tricky situations. We've seen him in the last match there, doing some really dirty tricks there, but well executed very well there. Now, oh my god, I guess. Oh well, okay. So Lotario actually on his way out here. His teammate, of course, also there to say, hey, I am able to help you. I will do my best now. Question now is if this is going to be possible. So Lotario actually does well by at least securing this area. I wouldn't have thought so. Unfortunate for Chris that he lost his villager there. So asking myself now about Lotario's situation. Looking at all of this. Oof. Wait a sec, now I mixed something up. Oh my god, so many things happening at the same time. Wow. This is so much at the moment, and yeah, Lotario now managed to secure at least the left hand side of the area, but that is it so far. An awkward situation here, all in all. Really awkward. You know, GergisKan does his own job here, attacking Chris at the same time attacking Lotario. So many things, it's just like chain reaction, right? Suck Mike sings shout out to my Abi who has red eyes. My man, what's up, man? Wish. Is anyone gonna go Castle Age today? Well, I'm not a good question. I mean, we see Lotario at least with the ambitions, boosting his economy. 18 minutes double bit axe. That is something. that one is not happy to see. But at least let's see about this economy there. Well, I guess Lotario will have chance to do so. This Nomad, yeah, this is the Nomad Battleground Silver League Losers Bracket Final. The winner of this match, this best of 7, will be facing Bullet and Vicious Marauder in the grand final. Wow, people, look at this chain reaction. So GergisKan actually profiting from all of this, as well as Skydragon was fine about this whole situation. But the ones in the middle, Chris and Lotario, took each other out quite significantly here. I don't even know. Look at what just happened here. Chris actually gave up on his TC there. Am I correct here? Yes, I am. This was his TC. Right? Yeah. Wow. Chris in a lot of trouble here. While he wanted to go for Lotario, now he's actually regretting everything. He went on full aggressive mode, and GergisKan punished him for that one really dearly. Oh my god. Now the question is, will Skydragon also inflict some damage? He has top score. If we look at villager count, Skydragon with 35. Skydragon, by the way, being Mibel or Mibel. And Chris, his teammate, with 24. Really unfortunate stuff. And both GergisKan and Lotario, they have 34. So they seem to be kind of stable. Because Lotario does actually well by being able to shift all of his economy to the left-hand side. This Trush doesn't seem to be as effective. Chris, on the other hand, has lost his TC there. He gave up on this one. Has he placed a new TC somewhere? Alright, there we go. There's his new TC. He had to do that one. This situation was basically over, as GergisKan was there, and his enemy also in the front there. Not many situations, and this is actually a really bad position for TC, but he has no other choice, right? He could have maybe just placed it over here by deleting this watchtower or something like this, but it's okay, as those towers will be able to secure this area for a while. Did they change up how Nomad maps are generated, or this is just an oddity? Well, this one is certainly odd. This one is certainly odd. Normally we see other stuff, but we see one huge continent and then being surrounded by water. Maybe a pond inside of it, but this one? Wow. This one is... I'm just curious about how much the players know at the moment. Let's see. So Lotario doesn't know about the left-hand side. Skydragon should know something. Yeah, he does, as he's also active with water a lot, having 11 on fish. And Lotario, for instance, has 0 on fish. What about GergisKan? He doesn't know. And I guess I don't even have to ask about Chris there, because he has... Oh no, he knows. Okay. Oh wait, was it Chris or Skydragon? Or do both know? Okay. It's shared. I mean, due to cartography, I guess it was fine then. So that is that. That is that. Yeah, Skydragon and Chris know about the left-hand side, but the others don't yet. And now, most importantly, Skydragon and Lotario being able to click up. Doesn't surprise me too much. Lotario had a stable economy, as he was able to survive this Trush quite solidly. And Skydragon being kinda not harassed there all the time. Also clicked up. GergisKan also on his way now. Makes sense as well. He trushed a bit here in the south of Chris's map. Was successful with that one. And also has enough farms to do so. So the question now is, what will happen here? The first one, going here to Castle Age, Skydragon with the Malians. Of course, if he goes for double stable, which he does, can go for Knights. Knights of Malians, quite good. Triple stable indeed. Is that too much of an overkill? Shouldn't be. He has enough on gold, and also he has a lot of fish there. He should be able to sustain this production for quite some time. And if he does so, it will be good for him. Chain barding armor really important. Now this will force his enemy to go for either pikes, monks, or a huge amount of crossbows. I won't think that Lotario will be able to go for any of these at the moment. He is going for castle. Makes sense, as he went for towers all the time, and he will be able to get out his plumed archers there. Yes sir, this is how it is at the moment. And also the others, GergisKan for instance, on his way there. Question now is, does he have some access considering stone? Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Nope. I just ask myself, how did he actually manage to get up his towers in the first place? Did I miss something here? Because he had no control over stone. Oh, there. Oh no, maybe. Oh yeah, okay, I understand. Maybe he did something there for a while. He's just protecting this gold stone income now by Lotario. But other than that, does he have a market? Yeah, okay,
yes.
okay. Now I understand how he was able to do that. So, still important enough. GergisKan now moving around here, castle. We can see it now. He went for the market a lot there to be able to afford this one. And now he's able to pump out some conks very soon. Hey Katsuni, how's it going? Romantic waits. So GPN, my man, what's up? What's up? Alright, so all of this is happening. Just a quick reminder, just a heads up for you. I got an awkward router here, and it's 3 AM over here in Germany. Means at 4 AM I will have an awkward router reset. I will be back in if it happens in 1 hour, I will be back within 1 minute there, and then everything is gonna be fine. Don't think that I've just quit on the stream there. It's just because of this awkward situation. It's so late here, my router is forced to do so. Long story, but it is how it is, just for your information. Alright, so we can see it, the conks on their way, and also plumed archers, I hope so at least. Yeah, that is good, that is good. I love to see some plumed archers. Siege workshop at the same time. Problem now, the knights are approaching. Also siege workshop, are there some rams or mangonels? Rams, okay, so Skydragon definitely having the ambitions to deal with this castle. Also rams quite effective against plumed archers. I mean, if you're familiar with Mayans War, you know that rams play a huge role there, but mainly he produces those rams in order to get rid of this castle and also to do some more damage with his knights, of course. So this is the situation at the moment. I am not referring too much to Chris at the moment, as he is just doing his best to maintain living here, still in feudal age. Does he have a market? Yeah, alright. So he has the stimulant position here at the moment. I don't think that he will do anything else in this game for now. At the same time now, Skydragon, of course, not deciding to wait for Lotario's castle to go down with his rams, which is just a side project, as we can see. He instead goes for GergisKan's base there, trying to clean up a lot here. He has this little momentum here in which his army of knights is bigger than the one of the conks, but if once the conks have a decent number and get some hill advantage, for instance, they can at least go for some sniping here. Still, I see Skydragon being quite successful here. He is losing his knights at the same time, still he is able to inflict a lot of damage there. GergisKan has lost a fair amount of villagers there, for sure. Also a lot of idle time, so there's that at the moment. Green slinging red, indeed. Yeah, we can see it. Do chat off, the Argentinian is spamming it. Really? I mean, I didn't see it, but I just do it for your sake, of course. So yeah, Skydragon making moves on the markets. Not always the best sign to see so. That also is a hint that something is wrong with his economy. At the same time, though, it could be a huge push for just one direction there. If he wants to do something specific. Also, GergisKan doing a lot of stuff there. He is certainly suffering because of the fact that he has no access to stone here on this map. Unfortunate stuff, indeed. Only with one castle, it's going to be tough to mass up conks. And therefore it will take him quite some time. Now we see the rams probably approaching now. I'm not sure if this is the right moment. I guess it should be fine.
Yes.
Question now is, what will GergisKan do? He has shown the rams. Why not attack now? Well, that is a good question. He's definitely not going for an attack. Unfortunately for Skydragon, he is losing his momentum of surprise there for sure. I guess the reason why is because there is a little army of conks appearing here by GergisKan. So good timing by him. Being much of an annoying factor here for Skydragon, being forced to go there and address this problem ASAP. Especially because Chris's group of villagers are about to just get wrecked here. Questions over questions. How does what kind of hope has both of those teams? Do both of these teams have? Thinking about it, Skydragon now approaching to Imp while Chris is getting Wheelbarrow. Unfortunate stuff, but we can understand if he loses his TC and has to move away. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. So just thinking about it, Chris with the Malians, he certainly has a lot of options there, but he will go for more Knights, it seems. Putting up more stables there. Farimba will be a choice, and then his Knights will do a lot of damage there. So there's one way to do it, as there's no army of those monks appearing, right? Which could have been a way for Lotario to defend himself, but he feels comfortable enough with his castle, especially the fact that those ramps are actually moving away. Awkward stuff. Oh, yeah, okay, I see. Well, awkward indeed for Skydragon, who's forced to go away with his battering rams in order to address this problem nearly in his own base here. Not good at all. Also, the Kongs remain unharmed, as this army of knights will not be able to deal with it. Question: how will he be able to deal with it? Well, good question. Good question. We see no huge armies of X-Balls, no skirmishes. We also don't see any kind of monks here. I didn't hear the sound of a monastery in this match, so it's gonna be a tough one. This army is not super huge, but he needs to make sure that he gets a good fight here in order to get rid of them. Needs like 3 Mangonels to kill 15 rams before they kill castle. True as well, true as well. Yeah, that's for sure. Those battering rams gonna be dead if something like that happens. But the Kongs are there. Not the most efficient way to deal with rams, that's for sure. Looks a bit awkward here also. What about the speed art here? Interesting. Will they be able to clean this one up? I don't think so. Maybe. Now he's able to put some meat shield in front. It's some really expensive meat shield here. His own knights. Wow. What are your guesses, people? Will he make it? Will he make it? That was this one petard, right? Oh my god. I agree, Mr. GPN. You're so right, man. It would have been way more efficient. So basically all of those ramps were used. And now the trap is there. Question. It would have been a better thing to do just to go with the traps in the first place and use the ramps here. Am I wrong? I do not think so. At the same time, a lot of stuff happening in Skydragon's base. I like what GergisKan+Lotario do. They team up here to deal with those strong knights with +4 armor. Therefore, a lot of damage done here in Skydragon's base, but not enough it seems. The knights tanky enough to deal with the situation quite efficiently, and Skydragon, it doesn't surprise us. He goes for Cavalier. GergisKan now clicking up. Mr. GPN asking why ram when you're imping a few seconds later just to get capped. Right. Capped armors. Right. Capped rams. Lol. Sorry for that one. Little brain malfunction there. But I got you. Capped rams. True. Wrong decisions here, probably. And we see more TCs being put down by Lotario as he fears that this. You see, my brain is not working properly at 3 AM anymore, but his base doesn't seem to be safe anymore. The knights are there, and so far it looks quite dangerous, but once he has cavalry, it's gonna be even worse here. I feel that Lotario has little chance to get out of the situation. Turns out that his plumed archers were not strong enough to solve the issue of Skydragon being a huge threat. I always like to see plumed archers as a supporting factor there, but it didn't turn out to be like that. Especially if you only have fletching. What is the problem with that one? He went for full plumed archers, as well as a couple of onagers. Mangonels, and he has fletching. This is kind of a bad thing, for sure. I feel Lotario is messing this one up. And I don't even think that it is the fault of GergisKan at the moment. It's kinda looking gloomy here. Question now is, as Noble was already mentioning, it is a GG. Well, it is not a GG per se, right? It's so far no one called it, but I understand what you mean. Question now is there a way to prevent this GG from happening? We see this huge army of calves approaching, not appearing. They have been there all the time. It was obvious from the very first second we saw this double stable going up that Skydragon will commit into a lot of knights there, unless the enemy would come up with some monks. And now it is kind of too late here, unless there's a huge army of halberdiers. Fully teched halberdiers would have been really nice. At the same time, mix them with some monks. Also good stuff. But all of this is not taking place. Chris, since he's not in the game, he cannot help out with his Mongols there. Like 40 Kongs would make the difference at this point. So maybe if the Maya just stonewalled the place to Kingdom Come to hold a little bit for Conquerors. Yeah, right. Problem is though, I mean, you're absolutely right, GPN. I don't even want to disagree there. Problem is, it's kind of super difficult for Gergis to mess up any Kongs, because where is the stone? Where is the stone? There's never been stone for GergisKan. He had to go for the market and buy a stone all the time. Even for his own trush, he bought stone. I'm not kidding you. So this is how it is. Those Kongs attempt to deal with those calves who are now tanky enough to actually approach us. Even though this is a bad fight for Skydragon, he shouldn't have gone for that one, in my opinion. We see some barracks. Are we going to see Scale Armored Pikemen? Yes, we do. Kind of late decision there. It could turn out to be quite effective against Cavaliers, of course, especially if he goes for any more attacks there, considering the pikemen at the moment. But I feel that this one is going to be way too late. Skydragon is getting a huge force out of there. Comparing villager numbers, Skydragon 100, and GergisKan 59, Lotario 76. Not counting in Chris at the moment, as his role in this game is kind of different. And yeah, Skydragon constantly using the market still. Interesting, interesting. A lot of wood that he has. And also a lot of slinging that he gets from Chris there. The castle is long gone. The castle is long gone, and Chris attempted to place some towers there. Gonna be tough. Gonna be real tough. I'm just dead honest here. Now own barracks by Skydragon. Will he go for some long swordsmen, some champs, some 200 swordsmen? Who knows? So we see a little amount of pikemen with +1 armor. They won't be enough to deal with the situation. They're nowhere close to dealing with the situation. Lotario with the spearman. Looks a bit sad here at this very moment. I just hope that the next game will be different. Skydragon and Chris doing great work, especially Skydragon is really impressive here at the moment. He does well by not only going in there with knights, but also his traps are doing work and they remain unharmed. I guess this is the biggest problem at the moment, that both GergisKan and Lotario are not able to address this problem considering those trebuchets. So, what is also really interesting in my opinion is the left-hand side. This beautiful island here. No one went there. Makes sense. I mean, this island on the right-hand side is big enough, but it's quite interesting to see this one. And the GGs are being called. GergisKan and Lotario lost this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this one was clearly decided by Skydragons and Chris. Teamwork there. Chris actually being in such a bad position, having lost his TC there, being forced to move away, so much idle time, so many dead vills, so much pressure. At the same time, he managed to get into a fine position there, this one to be precise, first of all, and then to get his slinging up with this market here. Also later, he was a bit with his villagers over here. Was enough to boost Skydragon in a way that both GergisKan and Lotario couldn't fight this one anymore. Especially not being able to deal with those traps was kind of hurtful. Alright, so Mibel and Chris earn their points. Just gonna update their score for a second. This is actually equalizing. And I feel that this is gonna be a long night for us. So the score just needs a little update there. And then we can tune into the next game right away. The awkward stuff will be that I might suffer a router reset. If we're lucky, I will get it in between those games. Let's just see about it. So this is it for now. Just going back here. Now let us wait for the next game to start. There we are. So, speaking of the next game, game 3 is going to be hidden free choice of civs. Alright. So, we can expect some top tier civs to be chosen. Maybe also some interesting other stuff is going to take place, as in some out of the box kind of thinking. But if that doesn't happen, obviously we're going to see something like Italians, Malians again. Could see something like this. We saw Malay by GergisKan in the last match. I mean, a couple of days ago. And still also Mongols, of course. Persians. We didn't see Persians so far. And maybe we will see them. Persians obviously really good in the beginning here for Nomad. Starting with a huge boost there in eco. Being able to put down the dog really fast there. So there are options, and I'm looking forward to seeing this third game out of this best of 7. Also nice to see that both bullet chants of Vicious Marauder aka Davis, they are there, because they will be facing the winner out of this tournament. As I've said it, in this matchup between GergisKan+Lotario and Chirris+Mibel, the winner will be facing Bulletchin and Vicious Marauder in the grand final of the Silver League. And this obviously will be the second most important match in all of this tournament. The most important one obviously is going to be the gold brackets, the gold league winner bracket, or no, gold brackets grand final. There we go. In the grand final, always the winners of the winner bracket and the losers bracket meet, and then it's going to be epic. Also, I will be showing a lot of Legacy of the Huns games. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show the next ones, the upcoming ones, and tomorrow there's gonna be one. I will be showing the one on Friday. Problem with that is most of the times they've chosen so far are when I have to work, like actual work, and the one on Friday is going to be before I have to go to work. Therefore, I'd love to do that. Legacy of the Huns. Some might argue, well, Huns war on Arabia 1v1. Doesn't sound too creative in my opinion, but you can actually see some decent stuff there. We can basically expect most of the threats taking place. Not only scrushes, we've seen man-at-arms rushes as well. We've seen some decent archer stuff taking place, calf archers, all of those things, they're possible. Towers obviously as well. And some of them are even able to use their Tarkans in ways no one would expect. Not gonna spoiler anything, but there are some surprises there as well. But yeah, that's the plan for Woobly Official so far. So a lot of Nomad Battleground taking place. We have Legacy of the Huns, and on Saturday we will even show the ECL. I'll be doing that with Willis. We together are going for that one. And hopefully a lot more will be shown. Let's just hope that there's going to be a lot of more tournaments. I'm looking forward to do so. It's just such a nice thing doing this together with and for Woobly Official. And while my monologue is just there and doesn't stop, finally it finds an end because the next game has started. And I'll just switch over real fast here. There we go. Just gonna see the scoreboard is updated, right? I always got this paranoia. Oh, now it's fine. It's fine. I gotta be more brave about my own work here. More confidence is always good there. And there we go. So welcome everyone. My name is GergisKan+Lotario, and we're about to see game number 3 of Nomad Battlegrounds Silver League Losers Bracket Final. A match between GergisKan+Lotario versus Chirris+Mibel, aka the Sky Dragon. And this time we see just one huge continental island here, so to speak, being surrounded by a lot of water. And just starting here, I hope this one will take place, because it's gonna be paused at the moment, and so far we don't see any further movement. I'll just start and present everything here. So we got Chris here on the left hand side of the map, and he has chosen the Portuguese. And his teammate Sky Dragon, he is pretty much in the center of this map with the Magyars. Oh my, those are some interesting choices there that we see right away. The game is continuing. We won't see a re or something like that. It could always be, of course. Alright, it looks fine, looks fine. We're also gonna expect some chat taking place in a couple of seconds, as it always comes in a bit too late. And the other team here, Lotario, a bit more to the north here, quite close to the center where Sky Dragon is. That we have Lotario with the Persians. I've called it that, right? Right, and his teammate far in the right here, in the east I mean, we have GergisKan with the Mayans. And that is it at the moment, but so far we gotta pause again, which is kinda unfortunate for me now, as we will have this router reset in about 40 minutes. And this is barely enough to show one match here, if it goes that late, of course. It would be really bad if it would just break down while we are casting this one, as I would be forced to just rewatch everything just with fast pace. But this one would be quite awkward, especially if it's in the end, and if we are not able to catch up anymore or something like this. So let's just hope for the best. And otherwise I'll be just back in a second, in a minute, in a half a minute. Alright, just to be frank here. Yes. Alright, so now I feel that we have finally started. Have we? Alright, we have. All good, I guess. Alright, we got this awkward situation with this, with the speed. No, now it's okay. Alright then. So there we go. Talking about the positions of the TC, let's start with GergisKan, since we are looking at this TC at the moment. Well, at least he has some stone, right? So he has this little wood patch over here, but nothing too much. Kind of confused by all of those moves. I'm just gonna turn down the music, the sound volume here for myself. It's kind of annoying here. Cyber saying hello, Danny boy, what's up? Welcome. This is the third match, Nomad Battlegrounds Silver League Loser Bracket Final. And yeah, so speaking of GergisKan's map over here, he has this wood line. Fine, it's okay. I can live with that. The bad thing though, super exposed. I mean, how would you manage to wall this one off unless you try to connect those wood patches or this wood patch? It is wallable, but it is super awkward. Probably just attempting to wall off with this hill. Well, tough one. Both sides quite exposed there. No walling, no proper walling is easy to do there. He has some resources in the back though, so the stone over there on this hill, just make sure that this hill is safe. This hill is yours, nothing will happen. At the same time, gold also in the back, some more stone in the front. This one's rather more awkward than this one, as it's more far away. This is legal here, as it's past 5 minutes already. So all good. So I'm not super convinced about this position here, as it's extremely exposed. Yes. We will see. GergisKan needs to play it really fast here. He has the Mayans though. Gonna elaborate on my thoughts about this one later. Let's jump over to his teammate there, who's also in the center just as his opponent, the Sky Dragon. He has the Persians, and this position also quite similar to the one of GergisKan. He also has a exposed map. That, I mean, makes sense since they're in the center. He will be able to be attacked from all of the sides. He could make sure that this one can be closed. This one, okay, can be closed. The back is fully open though. Maybe this one's gonna be super tough. At the same time, he has his enemy down in the south, so this side here needs to be closed super fast, at least by one of them. Otherwise, something really ugly and bad is gonna happen, at least for one of them. So that is that at the moment. Looking at the other team, so the Sky Dragon, like I've mentioned, in the south of Lotario, pretty much in the center of this map. His position slightly better as he has chances to get a compact base considering the walling here, but at the same time not many resources close by. He has the stone here, that is okay, but gold wise there's only this one gold far away from him, and close to that one is his teammate luckily, so it will be fine, but certainly not the best position. They're also exposed. Needs some walling over here at least, then this side needs to be closed somehow. It's gonna be rather awkward and tricky. He will place a mining camp there, then he needs to go for some quick walling and stuff like that. It's really not the best situation. Yes. So really not happy with Sky Dragon's TC there. Also food wise, I haven't seen so much. Lotario has plenty of food there. Sky Dragon, we don't see anything. He is forced to put down his mill at those bushes here. Which is fine, but certainly not the most efficient thing. He is missing those deer and those sheep down in the south of this map. Unfortunate stuff, because while he has access to food there, at the same time also having 2 fish already, it could have been better, you know. Not the most efficient food income there. And lastly, looking at Chris here, who's far away on the left hand side, just as GergisKan, who's far away from everything. He is having a better map because he has the gold at least. The wood line is fine. Walling could be done now that he has placed his house intelligently. Just connecting those wood patches feels like a task to do. He could also go this way somehow. Also not the best situation here because it's still exposed. This side is fully exposed, super open. This one can be closed off. Yeah, so all of them pretty much hard to wall bases there. So there are going to be some weird attempts here. They will work out somewhere. I'm pretty sure it will do so. But he needs... This one is actually hard to understand. Why so? Okay, he knows about this TC, but he does it like that. Interesting, interesting. We'll see why he plays that palisade like that. Maybe he has some attempts to go some other way there to cause some damage. We'll see about that. So far no one has clicked up. That is interesting. We see no early action by none of them. Interesting enough, both Lotario and Sky Dragon are not annoying each other. This sometimes happens in Nomad Battleground when the TCs are too close. They are not super close, we've seen closer. Still pretty much interesting to see this peaceful beginning here. Nothing much that happened here. So, Danny Boy asking, is there a prize pool for Silver Bracket Final? And Apollo, thankfully, answers. Silver Bracket winner, Platinum membership, second one gains Gold membership, third one Silver membership. Alright. So, that is that. So there's something to win at least. Certainly like that one. I myself have a Silver membership and I feel this is super helpful, so good stuff indeed. I would definitely profit from this one if I didn't have it. But yeah, farms. We see farms, man. We see farms. This is bad. This is really bad. Why didn't he actually scout it well? Why did he go that way? Why didn't he just go to the left and to the south a bit more? It felt like he's super desperate. Farms so early, bad sign. Really bad sign. Which is also the reason why he hasn't clicked up. He's being able to click up just in a couple of seconds there. Now he would be able to do it. He had his idle TC there. Bad stuff, I tell you. Danny Boy asking, what does the Platinum membership do? A lot. And you can look this up on a specific page on Woobly Official. I'm sure Apollo will help you with that one. Otherwise, just type in on Google Woobly Premium Membership, and there you're going to see the table with all the effects. Alright, so that is that. A lot of stuff is not taking place, especially from Skydragon, who has a really, really bad position, as we found out. And he has, as I've already mentioned, the Magyars. And he could have been so efficient if he had all the food. Why not going for scouts? Having them so much cheaper, also with a bonus in feudal age, he would have been devastating. Some early action from Magyars. I've actually mentioned it when I said, okay, Skydragon has the Magyars. Oh my, this is gonna be a cool one, maybe an exciting one. But no, unfortunately, he blew away one of his main perks, in my opinion, that he could have made use of on Nomad, especially. Also in Arabia, but on Nomad, really, really effective it could have been. But not gonna take place today. Unfortunate stuff indeed. I feel he had a reason for going, to go for Magyars, and I feel that he actually is kind of mad at himself for not being able to execute what he had in mind. So now he is in Fuel Edge. We see some weird oh my, he really goes for the towers now. He does a 24 pop Thrush. A little sign of desperation, in my opinion. He is aware of the fact that he has a really bad situation here. Maybe it made him mad a bit more when he found out about the sheep. He doesn't even pull those sheep under his TC. Really bad stuff. I can somehow feel the anger of Skydragon at the moment. And yeah, so that is that. So, Danny Boy asking, are you Damn Red Eyes? Yes, I am Damn Eyes Red or Damn Red. Some people, MBL for instance, calls me Damn Red Eyes. I don't understand, but I am Damn Eyes Red. That is me. That is me. And Influencer, of course. He is not me, but he is a lot like me, and I am a lot like him. I am very sure of this. What's up, bro? You good? Welcome. Alright, so this is the situation. I feel I've spent all my time now on Dragon Space ranting about what has happened and what is not taking place and whatnot. This Tower Rush certainly not the best one, as we can see it, but if he gets rid of this table, maybe we will see some stuff that could be in his favor. So we're talking about the stable, and we have this Persian guy here. No surprise, he goes for knights. Persians, they have good knights, they can go for it. They have the good eco, especially in the beginning. And Lotario, it feels that he has made good use out of everything here. Having 7 on fish, and GergisKan surprisingly 13 on fish. Pretty interesting. As I've mentioned, GergisKan normally not the guy who goes for a lot of fish. He does so in this case. Good stuff. So for now, Lotario is simply walking around with his knights. He just wants to go for some scouting, I believe, and then he is considering some place to attack, and then we'll see. What do you think, in Flu, of the farms? Yeah, this one. Nah, I mean, yeah, this is just what Nobu just asked, but I'm not asking him. Alright. So we got the situation. As I've said, Lotario is about to become really dangerous here. He is preparing for some siege. Mangonel probably incoming. Maybe also Ram just incoming, but Mangonel would be even better in my opinion. Just also to deal with those towers. Having 1 or 2 villagers there will be safe to repair it all the time. In the meantime, GergisKan destined to take over the sea there, the water. He does well by doing so at the moment. It's efficient. Skydragon, as if he didn't have enough problems, also losing control over the water now. He has just 2 fishing ships left. Chris already has lost everything there. Just asking myself, what about the dock of Chris there? There it is, but no more fishing ship. At the same time now we see some GergisKan action. Now while he is also active on the water, he has the Mayans, and he has built a castle there in a really convenient position, making sure that this hill, which could have been a threat to his eco, you know, just making sure that he has control over it is always a good thing. Goes for plumed archers, no surprise. Now the question is, will he be successful with this one? We've seen a bad example how to work with plumed archers. I feel that he needs to get up his blacksmith ASAP, or at least the text out of that. Otherwise, it's gonna be a tough one. Plumed archers are already effective without attacks, as they have one real huge bonus, which is first of all their mobility. But getting fletching, getting botkin arrow ASAP is a huge perk, that is for sure. And also some defensive upgrades, then you'll be literally unbeatable when dealing with mangonels if you micro well. And as I've called it, Lotario with the Persians, going for mangonels and also using his knights that also don't have any text. I'm kinda underwhelmed here. I'm happy that Chris actually goes for crossbows with botkin arrow, that makes sense, and that is actually a way to deal with knights for now, especially because they don't have any upgrades. And if he does a sneaky shot here and there, he would be able to deal with this one, but this one is actually dangerous. Be careful, man, be careful. But actually good moves so far, good moves. This was not a good move. I guess he didn't see this one here. I personally didn't see this hidden sneaky mangonel there. And this army will be enough to deal with those knights for sure, as the knights have no upgrades there. Alright, so this is the situation at the moment, and I'm just looking at the clock there, just for your information, since Flu is there, maybe some other people who just tune in are there. I am going to have a route reset. We are about to hit the 4 AM mark here in Germany, and I will have my route reset at 3:58 or something, 3:55, so just 20 minutes from now. And I just hope that this game will be finished. Until then, we'll see. Certainly it looks really gloomy here for Dragon. At the same time though, Chris was really helpful pushing away Lotario here with his knight action. Now actually Lotario being the one who's harassed here. Look at this. Crossbowman doing that work. We see botkin arrow really helpful there. And also he went for the text to make him more accurate there, that is for sure. And now the question is, what will GergisKan actually do? Dropping a castle? Sounds like a good idea. Sneaking in some plumed archers? I like this one. Getting botkin arrow? I can confirm that this is a good idea. Now we're talking indeed. This is gonna be a bad surprise if Chris is not aware of this one. He isn't, and I'm sure that he's so busy here working and not losing his crossbows over there. Does Skydragon know about this? He now knows about it. Now this woodline is just rip. Alright, so the situation is certainly gloomy now for Chris all of a sudden. He is losing so many bells, man. Do something against it. What are you doing, man? Oh my god. Oh. Dad gone, indeed, man. Oh my god. What about that? 110 villagers, maybe? Oh. Oh. Awful. Awful. 27 pop. Wow, GergisKan, sneaky stuff. That was maybe the most efficient castle I've seen for a long time there. Unfortunately for Chris, he didn't pay attention to that one, didn't see that one. Does he have a siege workshop? He is building one, he needs one desperately. Whew. Flu saying, yeah, I'm here once in a while. Flu is also casting on this channel, so to speak, Influenza and me, we are in the same team here, casting for Wooly Official. I hope one day I will have the honor to cast with my bro there. Both Flu and Demise Red certainly sounds like a good combo. I would go for it. So yeah, that castle is definitely OP. Danny called that one. And yeah, a really messy game, right? We don't see huge fights taking place, just some really big losses here and there, big mistakes. I feel that this is the first proper fight that we had here for a long time in this match. But other than that, GergisKan certainly really effective with this plumed archers. Now with +1 defense as well, I like this one. Wheelbarrow, at least not 45 minutes but 30 minutes. Ballistics, really good. His plumed archer is going to be really strong very soon. He is obviously enjoying the fact that he is far away from the others, being super unharassed. Question now, just asking myself, do they even know where GergisKan is? Well, they can. Oh yeah, they know. Okay, fine. Craig Goman says GG, it's over, matter of time. Well, it certainly looks bad. Look at Skydragon's score over there. And look at GergisKan's, for instance. He's getting... look at GergisKan's KD. 50-4. I've just mentioned, he's so far away from the others. He remains not harassed. There's no force to harass anyway. Skydragon not in a position to harass anyone, having failed everything so far in this game, unfortunately. I mean, in this very match here, just in this game. Also, this Trush was not the right decision to go for, it seems. And Chris, geographically not able to go for GergisKan. That would have been Skydragon's job if he wasn't busy with Lotario. Let's say if Chris was entertaining Lotario there for a second, Dragon could have gone for GergisKan. But other than that, Skydragon tried to go for Lotario, then actually Chris had to go for GergisKan. But all of this not happening, not today. The rating is too real. This game is going to be over pretty soon, unless some Mangonels are going to have the biggest shots in the history here. But so far I don't see too many siege products that are being created. There we see the first Mangonel incoming now. I feel it is super late, and if GergisKan keeps his eye on his plumed archers, who are strong enough anyway, who will most likely survive a couple of shots there, especially when microed well, it looks really gloomy now. And now Skydragon clicking up for Castle Age. This explains a lot. 33 minutes, 44 seconds, going up for next age, Castle Age.